Hey guys, welcome to the third part. Let's get right into business. This time warriors, being the most common class these days, I'm sure this will come in handy. First let's understand how they work and then how to counter them. Let's start with their mobility and CC first. Charge is a great opener, gap closer and an interrupt. Empowered in one of the following ways. Double charge works much like our hand of cooldown, shorter cooldown or an AoE stun effect. Heroic Leap is another gap closer on a 45-second cooldown. Going over to CC. First off, they have the charge that we already talked about. They have an interrupt that as a demo spec is quite useless. So what we need to watch out from is the shockwave, a 4-second melee range stun on a short cooldown that can also stun our pet on the same time. Staggering Shout, not commonly used but really dangerous melee range route to keep kiters in place. Stormbolt, again not on a common use but an additional range AoE stun that resembles Shadow Fury. Intimidating Shout, an AoE fair just like Howl of Terror. More utility to always be aware of is Spell Reflect and of course Mass Spell Reflect. Moving on to defensive abilities. First they can go in defensive stance. This alone will reduce the incoming damage by 25%. On top of that, they can use Shield Wall to reduce an additional 40% of incoming damage, and use Die by the Sword for an additional 20% damage reduction. Then we have the annoying Second Wind, a passive heal for 3% which is basically about 10k heal for a second, usually combined with Relying Cry to increase the heal effect. Warriors have a CC breaker against fear. They can use Berserker Rage which is on a short cooldown. This will break fear and grant immunity from fear for about 6 seconds and will also increase their damage by 10%. And last is Burst. Warriors are heavy damage dealer, usually going all out at the moment they believe they can finish you off, using multiple stacking cooldowns to produce a massive and devastating burst to the unprepared. Recklessness is an appalling 50% critical strike chance increase combined with Skull Banner for an added 20% critical strike effect, and a possibility of more stacking abilities as Avatar and Berserker Rage. On top of that, Warrior possesses a finisher move that will mean that you can't allow yourself to go down to 20% of your HP. Warriors work on the same pattern and can be anticipated. We will start with a slowdown fight and see how I can react on the next move he will make before he actually makes it. Knowing a second charge is about to come, I portal myself away and instantly fear him right into his charge. After the use of portal, I switch to demon form, so I am ready to portal again if he closes the gap with heroic leap or another charge. In this form I also take less damage and suffer shorter time from stun effect. This is a good time to put Curse of Doom on him if you have the opportunity for it. Let's move on and see more example on real time.
Berserker Range. Staggering Shout. Intimidating Shout.
I'm ready to go for the kill, taking his trinket off with coil, fearing his burst, waiting for my stun, and ending the fight. He's popping all his bursts. This is where I'm starting to pop all my defensive cooldowns one after the other, trying to reduce the massive damage I'm about to take. At this point you should be thinking, why the hell those warriors don't use defensive ability? If you scroll back you will notice that every time when I went for the kill it was on low HP and always with a stun to prevent what we will see next.
Under circle range. Intimidating shout. Deadly fall. Twinkling, rapid hands. Shell reflection.
And to your request, here I make mistakes and Third is playing great, not relinquishing the opportunity and taking me down hard.
Trinket. Self-reflection.
After too many duels my ego is too pumped and I think I will get away without using my sacrificial pact. Third is proving me wrong and smacks my ego to the ground, leaving me shocked.
Rallying cry.
Guys, thank you so much, I hope I helped. Your comments keep me alive and sub if you can.